10 people with real superpowers. New films are being produced every year on our screens about awesome superheroes, from Supergirl, The Flash, Batman, and all the other superheroes we've grown up watching. But has it ever crossed you that there's humans out there with unbelievable superhuman powers that no one would have ever imagined to have? Today, we've decided to go out of the ordinary and list for you 10 humans with superpowers that can't be explained. From the magnetic man to the one who hasn't slept for over 30 years. Here are 10 people with real superpowers. While other people have allergies or only eat normal things, Mr. Michele Lotito used to eat everything. And by everything, I mean everything. Even a plane. Yeah, you heard that right. The man ate a full plane by himself. Michele Lotito is known as the man who eats everything. He consumes materials that no man would dare eat, and even after eating such weird things, his body survived. And not even once was he affected by anything he has eaten. Even his teeth and gums were never affected. He's said to have been born with an eating disorder called Pica. Pica is a psychological disorder that creates an appetite for a person to consume non-nutritious materials, such as metals, hair, and other things. Due to this condition, his body also adapted to breaking down more hard materials than an average person. As huge multiplication and hard equations make you want to scream in an exam room, a man named Flansberg finds it super easy. He can add, multiply, divide, calculate squares, anything to do with math. Just mention it. He can do it all faster than any human on Earth, and with astounding accuracy. Who are his parents? He even got his name in the Guinness Book of World Records for his speed of mental calculation. What still amazes people, or rather I, is the fact that he illustrated every number higher than 9 can subtract down to 9. For example, 5 plus 5 equals 10, and 55 minus 10 equals 45. When you add 4 and 5 together, you get 9. Try with other numbers and see for yourself how incredible his ability is. Then let us know what you got in the comments section down below. For a moment here, you'd wonder if this guy had any bones in his body at all. I mean, how he squeezes himself to fit in a tennis racket is beyond me. Daniel Browning Smith is an American contortionist, stuntman, sports entertainer, and comedian whose name is known by the Guinness Book of World Records as the most flexible person in the world. His amazing superpower is said to have developed due to a condition known as hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a genetic disorder caused by defects on a protein called collagen. The syndrome makes the skin stretchy, and Daniel used it as his strength. He used to perform in Laughing Squid events before becoming famous. He still shows his amazing skills when he performs for people. Many of us love the animated show Samurai Jack when growing up, and knowing that there's someone somewhere in the world with such powers makes things exciting. Isamachi is a Guinness World Record holder for the most martial arts sword cuts to one mat. Apart from that, he also holds the record for the fastest 1,000 martial arts swords cuts, most sword cuts to straw mats in 3 minutes, and lastly, the fastest tennis ball cut by a sword. Isao said the reason why he's now an expert is that he'd been learning his sport since he was 5 years old. Now he's so good that he could take a sword to a gunfight and still win. Call it the perfection of the highest standard. Coming up next is a man who can withstand all the cold in the world without getting sick. If being a perfectionist in swords is a superpower, then I bet running shirtless is also a superpower. But it's definitely more than just running shirtless. It's how this guy can endure such cold. Wim Hof earned the name Iceman after running 200 kilometers for 5 hours and 25 minutes. Running all that time north of the Arctic Circle without a shirt and shoes. Yeah, you heard that right. In a place where the temperature is negative 20 degrees, this man is shirtless and shoeless. I mean, how did his toes survive? Well, that's not the only cold place he went to. Apart from that, Wim got himself in the Guinness Book of Records for the longest ice bath by staying submerged in ice for 1 hour and 13 minutes and 48 seconds. In total, he holds 20 cold endurance world records. That's a lot for an average Joe, don't you think? This fellow, Ben Underwood, deserved the name Batman. Ben Underwood taught himself how to navigate his surroundings by listening for echoes. Ben lost both of his eyes to cancer at a very young age, but he wasn't going to let his visual impairment stop him. He started learning echolocation. Echolocation is the ability to detect objects in the surrounding area by sensing echoes bouncing off them. He learned to do things normal teenagers did, like playing games, riding his bike, and even hanging out with his friends. He clicks his tongue and listens to the voice of echoes. This enables him to see even without his eyes. While other people have meaningful superpowers, Arun Reikwar's superpower is a magnetic body. This Indian guy discovered his unique talent one time when he was doing some household work. He was busy fixing a table with nails with a farmer when a nail stuck on his chest like a magnet. Experiencing that, he knew something wasn't adding up. He tried other metals and found out that his body was magnetic. No one can explain the justification behind this ability. Arun said that he'll make sure he gets his name in the Guinness Book of Records. Doctors said that his body is normal and that the only problem is that the high magnetic field on Arun's body is not permanent and it will fade away with time. If you thought Michele Lotito's teeth were strong, then you haven't met Rothakrishnan Velou. He doesn't consume metals, but what he does is way more dangerous. I don't know about you, but if there's a person who deserves to be in a toothpaste advertisement, it's Rothakrishnan Velou. In just a few, you'll know why. Velou holds the record of the man who has the strongest teeth in the world. Not even Latito can match up to him. You might find it insane that Velou pulls very heavy objects with his teeth. If toothpaste companies haven't looked for him to endorse their products from him, then it's such a waste. He once pulled a 260-ton train with his teeth, over a distance of 4 meters. He's been competing against himself to break the same world record for about 6 years. Last time, he pulled 7 trains that weighed about 300 tons. I need to know the special diet of this guy. I mean, there must be something to keep his teeth that strong. Tai Nyok has a superpower that no one in the world would ever want. Okay, well, let me speak for myself. I wouldn't want such a superpower. We're talking about sleeping, ladies and gentlemen. Who in the world wouldn't want to sleep for the rest of their life? I know you're finding it hard to believe. Well, that makes 2 of us. His superpower started in 1973 when he was 31 years old and had a fever. That was the last time Tai Nyok had a good night's sleep. I don't know if it was a gift from heaven or a curse. Even Nyok can himself answer that question. While others take a deep rest at night, Nyok does the usual things like working on his land or weaving bamboo baskets. There's no difference between his morning hours and night hours. When Tai Nyok went to the hospital to be checked for insomnia issues, the doctors found nothing abnormal with him. Even at his age, he's still healthy and very active. Try not to sleep for 1 week and watch yourself go mad. Now imagine how this guy must feel. And with that, it's now time for today's best pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. So if you come across a photo online and you want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it in our future videos. This man is dubbed Electric Man, doing his tricks on the Got Talent show. When you cross him on the road, you'd think he'd be a normal human being until you see him lighting electric bulbs and blenders by allowing electricity to pass through his body. Then you'd know he's not normal. Those who don't know him are always left feeling shocked, no pun intended, and at the same time, sorry for him. We all know that a normal human being can be electrocuted to his demise when 1/10 of an amp is passed through the body, but not Raj Mohan Nair. Raj is supposedly immune to electricity. He claims he discovered this power when he was a child and his mom had passed. Wanting to follow his mother, he tried to take his own by grabbing the high-tension wire of an active transformer. To his surprise, nothing happened to him.